certainly had the hit points to survive that. Voidling will give away their position, so they know exactly where they are, and Luftwaffe will throw that silence straight across them. As I was saying, it is going to be backland on Nocturne and 2 times on Caitlyn, so we do see an opening engage.
Yeah, and a lot of summoner abilities burned there, actually. The Ghost actually used from Caitlyn. We saw Flash and Exhaust used by Nikod. Over on the other team, we saw Flash Ignite used for Kennen, and also there was another one, yeah, Flash from Trundle. So, you know, for no kills, lots wasted in terms of that. As we move in now more towards this lane phase, and Nikod just checking that, just sitting in that tri-bush, maybe waiting for someone to head his way, as we do see the pull coming out there for Nocturne as he gets himself that blue buff. In middle, we are going to be seeing, of course, Bjergsen with the good old Kennen up against Luftwaffe's Malzahar. Interesting to see how that one goes. And Kennen's gone boots pots, as so has Malzahar. Kind of standard stuff there. Down on the bottom, Corki boots pots, and Doran's blade for Caitlyn. So again, that early damage going up against the ooh, yeah, top. They're going in for the gank already onto Nikod, and this is something that they've obviously pointed out, Deman, that they need to do this one. Deficio has to get away, and he will survive there with 1 bar of that HP left. Nice first blood, and it came into the perfect person, in my opinion, from what we've seen in the last 2 games, the Mr. Undestructible Udyr. They had to get rid of him earlier on, and that's exactly what they've done. Good start for CU. But I wonder how this bottom lane's going to go for them. You know, Corki's starting with boots and pots. Obviously, if they decide to focus him, if they get an early gank onto him, he could go down really quickly. No heals from his support player, which we will see over for Lleague. But that's all ifs and buts as we get into this one.
Yeah, indeed. And like you say, had to gank him early. They tried already to gank him in the opening fight. Didn't happen, but good gank that time around. So Lee Sin, I thought Deficio was going to be looking for early ganks this time. It's kind of like what you have to do really with Lee Sin. So starting off very early and obviously picking up the kill from it, which is going to help his jungle and speed things up a lot quicker. And Firano also went back and buy, actually. He's got himself a Vampiric Scepter, which is going to help out a world against Nico. As Nico, he's got to be careful early on, but he will feel a little bit more confident against Firano. As you can see, he's trying to get a bit of Phoenix on him, and then switches to Turtle just to take that damage. Actually doing quite a nice chunk of damage on him though. Lee Sin also, again, going roaming. Let's keep an eye, because he's going towards the Wraiths. You can see Backland is there. Backland down to about half health. Is going to catch him with a Q. Manages to jump across to him. And Backland has had to back away from that one. The back up the top as well, you can see there's a rather large stack building there, and down the bottom 2 times is pushing it as well down the bottom there. Lee Sin again roaming. He's going up towards the top, towards Udyr. The ping goes down. They surely know that he's in and around here, and Nico is not having a bean of it, is he? He's just going to back off.
Yeah, and this is what they need to do, constant harassing. Drops a ward down on top of Deficio's face, basically. Down in the bottom, very similar situation to what we saw in the other 2 games. These both teams having a ward down in the brush. In terms of CS, 21 for Corki, 25 for Caitlyn. Still staying very, very even there. The Trundle up at top has had to lose a fair bit of health from this, because he did have that big stack, didn't want to let it go against the turret, which is why he's tanked that damage just a little bit going into things. Lee Sin's getting ready here in middle. Luftwaffe actually, oh, he lands a Q as well. This is going to be some sizable amounts of damage. Kennen not quite getting into range, but the damage is good. Surely he's dead. Yes, he is. Deficio actually flashed his way in, and he's going to get out of range before that turret can hit him the one more time it needed to take him down, and that's CU taking a 2-0 lead in the kills.
Yeah, very good start, and again, Lee Sin, again, this is why he's getting banned, and he really is one of the top junglers, and if them ganks, and if your teammates are ready for them ganks, it works so well for you. And that's exactly what happened. He got a little bit lucky in that one. Obviously the Kennen stun did manage to land in time, managed to land them shurikens perfectly, popped the stun, and Lee Sin followed straight up on it. And the moment at the top there, you can see Nico being forced away. The pillar was put down there. It is the, I'm tempted to call it Pillar of Filth. It is Pillar of Filth, that's why. Because, oh, we can see Backland has come up. He's going to have just a little poke across Firano, and actually missed as well. And really just trying to draw him out of the lane, but Firano's just going to turn around and get a hit on him. That's going to put that little dot effect that you have on him. He has got red, but nothing coming from it. Down the bottom. Let's have a look towards it. CS-wise, it is 34 to 36, so still incredibly even. Winner just missing out. Has got that ward just worn out in that bush, and 2 times will probably throw another one of those traps down there. Let's have a look towards Bjergsen. Bjergsen getting a pop across, places a ward, so he's come back, he's got himself a Hex Deck revolver, so actually started up with boots and pots rather than the shield or anything like that. Let's have a look towards Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe has been back on board, not quite afforded the catalyst though, just got the crystal and the mana.
2 times down now into this bottom bush. That ward is worn out there. They're doing some good damage here onto Winner, but they've kind of sniffed something was up there. The Fissio did come down. Oh, there was that ward there just outside of the tri-bush as well. And they're going to stay safe from that one. Leigh been super active so far. Winner needs to be a little bit careful here because he's not got much HP. And 2 times is about to, well, I say about to, he's halfway through level 5. Well, they're both going home. So Pilat, who we saw playing the Corki earlier, sitting on 4k gold, has gone home a little bit earlier this time. Got himself Sheen, plus another few pots. That's a much more sensible solution to what happened in that first game. Bjergsen coming back into lane as well, inside of middle.
The blue buff actually was taken by Nocturne there, not given over to Malzahar in mid. I guess he's just going to dot farm it up then. Let's have a look. What is he leveling up? Yes, he indeed he is. Malefic Vision, so he's just going to dot farm his way to glory. And the golems just being picked up by Deficio. Keep our eye on him. He's definitely been stepping up the ganking pace, as it were. And we've got a 4-man down the bottom here now, so going for Dragon. Yeah, an early Dragon. 8 minutes in. That ward has shown them all up though, so they know that it's coming. They've got to put a nice early ward there, and they've got a clear clairvoyance. They will pick up the Dragon. Very nice, clean early Dragon there. So 8-minute 20 mark, 8-minute 30. I think Rust just about taken down. So Malzahar taking advantage to try and push those minions, but they're going to get clearly taken down. So Luftwaffe is going to go back and buy, complete that catalyst. And anything else going to come with it? Just a ward. So that's all he wanted nice and early on. So 2 times down the bottom here, 68 CS compared to 57. So has got that slightest of advantages, but obviously that Dragon kill is going to easily rectify that situation. So as it stands, obviously the advantage, the kills, the gold is all in favour of CU. Top lane.
Yeah, Deficio just having a look there, but it looks like he's going to try and steal away some jungle. Oh, his timing's absolutely perfect there onto those golems. Not sure if he saw them earlier and actually put a timing down, as we see that Firano is just doing as much damage as he can onto Nikod, and we are going to surely see the dive in here. There goes Leigh. Oh, good flash out from Nikod just to keep him alive and, well, in that lane. However, they could still push through. Leigh has gone away. Pots being used by Nikod to keep himself safe there. A bit of damage onto the turret from Trundle. Won't really result in too much. Nocturne's actually coming up here. We will see Leigh come back into the fight, though, as they try to push in here onto Firano. Yep, and Deficio, good job he stayed around there. He's managed to force him away. Bjergsen working up as well towards top, but decides, no, I'm going to come back. And Luftwaffe will have his position on lockdown. Corki's just gone home again. And Dagger picked up, as well as a Doran's Blade, so a little bit more damage for Caitlyn. Already a BF sword, Doran's Blade, and boots.
Yeah, so going early BF, we've seen this pretty commonplace lately for the AD carries, going for that early damage. It can backfire on you, but I don't know. People used to love stacking them Doran's Blades, and now they sort of, when they get the chance to, whether it's down to more passive farming, I really don't know, but they're going for it. That's in towards the middle of it is, and then Kennen has popped his ulti. Backlund's going to go straight in. Will surely get the kill. Kennen will go down to Fisher, also taking out very low. May just about get away. He does. Uses his dash ability there. It is the safeguard, isn't it, that makes you get away. Safeguard and Iron Will, and he's going to dash up towards it, back up towards the top. You can see Ferrano also pushing on towards Nico, but that is going to be laying down damage on that mid turret, pretty much unharassed, and they may even be able to take this down here. You know, they'll certainly get it very low, and I think it will be.
Kill him up at top as well here.
Yes, he will. He's taken down very low. That is the mid turret going down. He's on the turret. Nico will get the kill. A little too aggressive, and CU are starting to make some mistakes here.
Yeah, that Soraka ulti. Forgotten about that. Ravnos was ready and waiting. Popped it at the perfect time, just as Trundle thought, okay, I can dive him here. Okay, I'm under the turret. Oh, he just got healed. Not good. But yeah, nicely done. Nicely coordinated there, or at least communicated by Leigh to make sure that that all worked out. And it's now 2-2. Gold is just 300 difference. Obviously, the one turret was taken down by Leigh, that middle one, just a little bit earlier on before that death of Trundle. But still, you know, Demon, other than Lee Sin and Nocturne, these ganks, the lanes have been pretty standard stuff going on here. I mean, obviously we did see that Kennen go down. Not so much activities, you know, in pure fight situations. Obviously Trundle's trying as much as he can to pressure up at this top, and he's done a decent amount of damage onto the turret as well. Needs to be careful again, he's taking turret damage. And Nocturne hanging around there, the pillar does come up to stop him chasing. Inside of middle, Bergson, let's have a look at the CS, 96 to 89, so Kennen a little bit in the lead.
Yeah, just a little bit. And down the bottom as well, it's 98 to 100, so still very even. Remember, obviously they did pick up that dragon, but that's been cancelled out by that single turret. And of course it's the middle turret. The middle turret is massively important. You lose a huge amount of vision when you take that down. And that's why Kennen is being cautious, as it were, in the middle there. Especially with Malzahar and Nocturne both missing from their screens at the moment. Nico doing alright. I missed that down the bottom. And that was Lee Sin coming out. And that's Caitlyn down. So that's going to be the bottom turret, Nick. You can see the Nocturne is sitting around there. So he's probably going to be able to come in and help. Maybe put a little bit of pressure and force them away from that turret. Back towards the top, you can see Firano is taken down fairly low. And Nico is doing alright here against him. And obviously that single gank, despite the fact, like you say, it was the Soraka ulti that saved the day, saved the bacon, but that's what you get when you dive in too early. And again, blue buff being taken by Backland here, not being pushed across to Luftwaffe. I mean, to be honest, you do have a lot of mana on Malzahar, but we're not seeing Luftwaffe being that aggressive yet on Malzahar. It doesn't really need to be, because frankly, CU are kind of... They're walking into some sort of ganks at the moment. They've been quite lucky, and everything that's come from so far, and in fact every single kill, is on Deficio so far.
Yeah, it's not the... Well, I mean, that's the thing with Lee Sin, that when he is so strong, but he really shines early on to get that advantage. So, you know, despite the kills coming their way, none for Corki, none for Kennen, who are going to be the two massive damage dealers. Down at the bottom, we're seeing a possible setup again for a gank. In came Nocturne there. Winner just poking out at the perfect time. Dragon is obviously ready to come. And they've started on that Dragon. Pink Ward dropped down at the front here by League. In fact, we are going to see a big fight here as they focus in straight away on Luftwaffe. There goes the ulti from Nocturne, and who's going down here? Deficio is looking like he's going to fall down. Winner is low. We've already seen Bjergsen being picked out. There goes Deficio getting another kill in and amongst all that. Somehow he's going to run for dear life now. Firano trying to get away, and there was a snipe shot. Where was Caitlyn? She was directly behind him. That should have been blocked by Trundle. They weren't keeping their eye on that enough, Demon. That was a mistake from Firano.
Yeah, Ferrano was right there, and it looked like it was in line with it. It's just one of those that sneak through, and that's going to be a dragon, and very nicely done. Kennen actually came in with his ulti, and Malzahar immediately popped his suppression on him. Very nicely played, worked out very well. They all went diving on towards Kennen the second he popped it. So, that's going to be the lead now, going to League. 5-4 in kills. They have the tower, and they have even dragons now, which is obviously in turn going to put them 1,000 gold ahead. So can they carry out this lead? And I've got to be honest, Firano has not been offering enough on Trundle. Did get that gank early. Probably going to get this turret down. Adir will come back to lane, but I think the turret will already be gone. Yes, it will. And he's just going to back away from this one. Nico's going to pick up himself a double lane of farm. I don't think Ferrano's going to put too much aggression towards him. You can see Nico, he has got that Wriggles built up, as has Ferrano. And Heart of Gold. So Ferrano is heading gold, I believe. Let's have a look at towards the gold. You can see the gold count. And 4,684 to 4,100. So only ever so slightly ahead in gold up the top there. Bottom lane, they're having a little bit of free farm for now. That's because Caitlyn has been back and bought himself a pickaxe and a second Doran's Blade to go with those Berserker Greaves. Meanwhile, Corki had that Sheen and is quite a way behind in terms of damage, but has a 715 gold on him, so he is building up towards that Trinity Force instead, really not going towards... He might put a BF sword in there, but I don't think so. Looking down the mid, obviously Luftwaffe doing pretty good. Got them Sorcerers and Rod of Ages. Bugson not doing as well here on Kennen. Has got himself a needlessly large rod now, though, to go with the Sorcerer's Shoes. You can see that Backlund is sat ready and waiting to try and dive on him. I wonder whether Luftwaffe has got suppression up. Yeah, I was thinking maybe a flash suppression could have come out there, or even just Backlund diving on him. Remember, obviously that tower is not there, so there's plenty of room to manoeuvre. The pings go down, they know exactly that Ferrano and Win are there, so they're just going to back away from that one down the bottom. So we are back to passive farming, and Udyr is free farming up the top there. Oh, they're about to connect in the middle.
Yeah, Ferrano coming in. Deficio actually was the one that scared Malzahar away from that one. As we do see now, Leona does have a good old oracles on. So clearing out a few of those wards, which means Dragon is now unwarded from both sides. Deficio just going to get himself over on towards that red buff. Bjergsen still farming that middle, and still Ferrano hangs around. He's actually going to drop the speed, but nothing really going to come of this one. Already Luftwaffe was behind the tower, certainly in a safe point. Down at bottom, Leigh hanging around there in the tri-bush, and they could get in here. The problem is that we are seeing Caitlyn and Soraka still standing fairly defensively. Obviously, the call has come out to not be caught out of position here, not to allow that Leigh in. Here we go, flash in with the suppression from Luftwaffe. That's a very dead Bjergsen. He was actually finished off there by Backlund. They could finish off Trundle here as well. Silence Bar doing a ton of damage. He is dead. There's... what? That was amazing from Deficio again. Oh, Silence Bar just missing out. They're going back in for the team fight here, and we do see that Trundle walks himself in there as well. Amazing individual performance there from Leigh Sin. Slides himself in, kicks the enemy away, manages to keep Ferrano in there, who obviously has lifesteal and can now get himself fairly healthy. But this is going to be a turret trade-off, which won't be bad at all for CU. They've lost the bottom, but they needed to get this middle down to compensate for losing the one of their own. And yeah, a great bit of play from Deficio once again.
Yeah, good turnaround, and yeah, like you say, saved the day. Obviously the bottom coming up really helped out there. Not too sure if the call came out from his team. You know, they should have said, like, by the way, Corki and Leona are about to be in your faces, which is obviously why Malzahar went down. But like we did mention, the flash suppression, very good initiation with Nocturne. He was sat ready and waiting for it for the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes, so it was only a matter of time before he came in. Deficio, though, is certainly the leader at the moment for CU, 4-1-1 in terms of kills. And Malzahar, with that suppression, has got himself 3-2-2. And of course Soraka 0-0-4, the best support type you want, really. So Nico has got himself the Phage now. Is starting to build towards the Zeal, so slowly but surely completing that Trinity Force. Trinity Force is now complete on Corki as well, obviously getting that kill down there. While that all happened, of course, 2 times also took down the tower down the bottom, so keeping things at 2-2 in terms of towers, but Pilat continuing to pop those long-range rockets, ultis, and the big bomb comes out to land on 2 times. Just going to get healed straight up, and don't worry about the damage. He has got Infinity Edge, though, and Berserker Greaves to go with it. You can see them sat ready and waiting. They really want to get something from this, but it doesn't look like, unless they actually get caught out away from that turret, anything's going to come off from it. You can see there's a 4v4 possibly building down the bottom here. Luftwaffe is looking around. Backlund is well aware. Backland again taking that blue buff, so they're preferring to keep the cooldowns for the ulti really on Nocturne rather than giving it to Malzahar for the suppression mana regen, etc. He doesn't particularly need the mana regen on Malzahar, and the fact that he's got a Rod of Ages to go with it, it's just, you know, he's swimming in mana.
And Lleague are now setting up for this dragon. Trundle's still up at top though, and look, I don't like the way that CU coming in here, splitting themselves off. Ah, there goes the teleport though from Trundle, which is the reason. Lleague smartly, I think, backing away from that area. They're still doing some damage there, banana damage onto the dragon. And there's all 5 from CU here. There goes the Clairvoyance to spot everyone. Sion, I think, did land his Q, maybe not.
Did they really need to do the Clairvoyance back?
Yeah, like, hello. And there goes that Q again. Just timing out before it actually hit 2 times. And they're dancing around. There goes the pink ward down. Bit of poke damage being exchanged. That's a decent silence bar over. And I think that could be enough here to force him away. There goes the ultimate out. Headed towards Bjergsen. It's so much damage actually. Trundle is pretty much out of this fight. Well, you would expect, as in the last fight it wasn't quite the case. And this is a super tense fight for Dragon. The gold is only 200 difference. 2 turrets each and 5-6 in terms of the score. About 1,000 gold's been wasted in putting wards down so far in this little exchange. There goes another silence bar. They want to go in for this one, I think, Lleague. They're really thinking about it. And there we go. On to Nikod, and Winner is going to be the target. They're all going to dive in. Actually, Nocturne ulti goes out towards Pilat, who actually gets himself over the wall. Luftwaffe going low in here as well. There was the Kennen ultimate, and surely Luftwaffe is a dead man here. More damage coming in. Luftwaffe is still alive. Pirano can't get away from the slows here. He is going to go down. Pilat is chasing him as well. And these chasing for the kill things are not working. He is dead. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, we just get there in time to see Backlund go down. And it's a 3-on-2 advantage in terms of the kills there for Lleague. But Luftwaffe is going for that second middle turret.
I don't know if you managed to catch it there, but Caitlyn actually net-shotted back over and then flashed back. So I went, oh, crap, I want to be back in the fight. Flash back, and actually went straight in and actually got destroyed. So probably didn't really want to flash back. Kennen also saving Winner as well down in the tri-bush. Winner was literally about to die, and Kennen managed to catch a stun on Backlund, and Backlund got taken down eventually there. So good bit of play back and forth, but the Dragon has gone to Lleague here, and Lleague are looking stronger. 9-7 the score. They now at 2k advantage, and like you mentioned, a very, very tense, close fight there. And Udyr actually went in, managed to get the stun on towards Winner, and then turned back around. The minute Kennen was about to ulti in, they just all zoned onto Kennen. So he's clearly the primary for Lleague. They're whether it's the fact that it's Bjergsen or whether it's the fact that it's Kennen, I do not know, but they really want him dead at the start of every single fight. Obviously Kennen's ulti can be particularly nasty in an area effect, which is you know, it's going to be expected that they will go from the start with. Ravenous, of course, obviously those heals will be helping out in these team fights, and that seems to be very much the close border thing. Obviously he has his summoner heal and his ulti heal, which manages to hit everyone. Ping's going down in towards the middle there, so they're just aware of the wards for Baron. We are at the 24-minute mark. We have had 3 dragons down, and that ward being placed in the face of Winner. Winner coming back, putting the clairvoyance down, knows he's free, and says thanks for 25 gold. So down the bottom, Trinity Force was picked up. Now it's going to pickaxe for Corki, and Caitlyn, sorry, is got the zeal to go over that Infinity Edge, so building towards the Phantom Dance. So in terms of gold farm, it's actually pretty even between those two, 178, 169, so we're not seeing the massive gulfing difference like we did in the first game. Same with the mids, as 196 to 181, still very, very close. Nico T just sat there with those two, all gathering up and around him. I'm not too sure if he realises there is 5 members of CU, all within, actually going for that invade. Oh, it's going to go straight. Is Backlund going to get caught out here? Ravenous just about caught them, and actually that gave Backlund plenty of warning to get away from this one. I'm not too sure if he's going to be in time. He does get stunned out by Leona, but I think he still might be able to just about escape. He gets healed up. Ravenous is trying to keep him alive as much as possible. Nico does come back. A very nice control there And really, the heals coming out from Ravanos just keeping him in it. Now they're going to dive in on towards Winner. Does manage to get straight into him. Will take him down. Has to back out again, but he's drawn all that suppression as Luftwaffe goes in towards Bjergsen. Nico D taken down very low. Ferrano taken down very low, but he manages to pick up a couple of kills. Finally, Caitlyn takes 2 of them down, and that will be Leigh coming out on top yet again. It is 13-9, and look at that. Who's the difference? It is Soraka.
Yeah. That heal, 109 Soraka, then Banana's going to start to be really devastating soon. They're pushing in, they should be able to take, not the inhibitor, but this turret certainly at least down to around about half, I'd imagine. Malzahar just tanking the damage and be like, hey Caitlyn, why are you running away? Actually push right out of there. And the silence bars, by the way, during all of that fight were pretty much spot on from Luftwaffe. He was hitting a real high percentage of them. And that makes a big, big difference. Are they going to go for Baron? No, just setting up here with a few wards. Ravanos has actually just missed one. In fact, the only one that was around the Baron area. There's one up in the top tri-bush, but that won't make that much of a difference. And Winner is now going to take his chance to earn some gold and clear out some of this vision as he goes as well. The rest of the team just clearing out mid. Trundle stealing away some of Deficio's jungle. And see you at the moment are playing, I'd say a little bit not confused, but they don't seem to know exactly what the next plan is. But they've managed to catch Nico out, and that is going to be the plan. Has he got a flash up? Yes, he does. He manages to flash away from it, and they're still going to chase him. That's a deadly combination. To once he's flashed out and they've used all their abilities to take him down that low, which they obviously need to do. He's already got himself out of there, but maybe now we'll see a counter push from CU. It makes sense with that Udyr out of the picture, but no, they're going to back away again.
Yeah, he's coming straight back, so it's not really worth it, and they have just blown pretty much all their abilities in trying to get that, so all of them, not to mention Leigh seems taken down pretty low in health. He's only at half health. He really does not in a situation to engage. And of course, remember, they've got no support. The support is Leona, so no heals are going to come. So he's going to have to go back. They're going to have to back away from this one. This may give Lleague the opportunity. That sniper shot going down towards Bjergsen there. And this is giving Lleague the opportunity. That's 2 of them down to half health now for CU. The opportunity to go for Baron. Nico has pulled it. Backlund's gone in, 2 times shooting it. Ravenous clears it out. Luftwaffe is ready. There is a teleport coming in. It's going to be Ferrano. Ferrano comes straight in towards there. Nico does manage to get the stun on him. Looking towards Kennen. Where is Bjergsen? Bjergsen's going to have to come in very late to be able to pop his ulti off in time. Instead, they're going to keep going on towards Ferrano. Nico is going to come in. Finally, Backlund pops his ulti. Dives in there. Actually kicked away nicely there. So he's going to go down. Nico does manage to finally get in there and get another stun back on him. It is a trading blows though. Corky down. That's going to be Leigh down as well. Oh, suppression on Ferrano. Ferrano goes down, and that is 3 for 1. And Caitlyn is picking up kill after kill after kill now, and that is almost certainly the inhibitor going down. So baited into going towards the Baron, and predictably really, because CU already had 2 members down to half health. They could never engage there, and yet they tried it.
Yeah, and they've left the minions there just to finish that one off. And it was kind of 2-stage fight there. We saw, that suppression from Malzahar was left until literally the last second. That was like the last opportunity that they had to use it. Perfectly timed. Obviously, he was waiting for Kennen, who never really appeared into that fight. And they're now going to go and have themselves a completely free Baron. Nocturne has obviously spawned, and that means all 5 from Lleague are going to have that Baron buff and become very scary. Winner needs to be careful not to get caught out. Where's the plan now for Lleague? Probably go down for a Dragon, pick up some buffs while they're at it. Yeah, it looks like Dragon is going to be the next call. Meanwhile, CU are just left to pick up whatever they can from that jungle in the meantime. Dragon absolutely obliterated. Blue buff is available. I'll probably go over here to, I guess, to Nocturne again. We've seen him taking it before. He's had mana to concentrate on everything. Okay, no, so now Malzahar wants it as we get later on in the game. And they're all going to go home and finish their builds. Actually, Malzahar has 508 HP.
Awesome.
with that Rabadons. Yeah, just spotting each other. Backlund, though, getting to the safety of that turret. That bottom turret living strong, actually. It's only about half HP. Not managed to get in there and take that down. Lleague now going to get this red buff over onto Nikod. 2 times using the net to move around that jungle very, very quickly and take whatever he can. However, they've not stolen these buffs away. That's something that they that might come back to bite them a little bit. We'll see how Lleague utilize this Baron buff that they've got. Oh, Winner needs to be careful here not to be caught out. There is that turret there on the top with him, though.
Good.
But Nikod is still waiting.
1200 critical shot there from Caitlyn. So starting to definitely do some damage. That tower is going to go. It's almost being given to them. There's nothing that Winner could do about that because that went down in split seconds. And they're going to continue forward. The rest of the team are closing in, so they may well go for this inner turret on the top lane. The pings have gone. They have got the wards down, and there they are. Suddenly they are all pushing around for it. CU were not ready for this. They're going to have to give it up because it's gone already.
Yeah, and actually Corky's just come back as well, so they're thinking that they might have a full-on push coming onto this bottom turret. Wouldn't surprise me, you know, with Caitlyn there. She's fast and she's doing a lot of damage. They need to be careful that they don't get pulled into a fight that wouldn't be really all that perfect for them. The suppression is up, so we will wait for that to come out onto Kennen. He dives in with his ultimate, 2 times taking a bit of damage there from Kennen. But again, backs away. And look at the damage from Malzahar. Are they going to take this opportunity? They get themselves in there, kicked away. Where's the next opportunity going to come? It's the Nocturne ulti, which he didn't dive straight in onto them. And still 4 remain. What are the health comparisons? Pretty even, I'd say. Maybe a little bit less here for CU. We've got Trundle coming back now into the fight, and Lleague are going to go in there. They are going to take this fight, as we do see that Fear prop. Where's the damage coming? It's going on to Deficio first. Player will surely be the next one to go down. That Corky falling very, very quickly. And he actually Valkyried to try and save himself in the end, but that obviously not working out as they push straight in now onto these 2 Nexus turrets. Only Kennen left alive, and well, if Kennen pulls this off, I'd be very surprised. No, the good games are going to come out, and Lleague are going to be the October champions of the Go4LoL. And nice to see both teams saying good games, well played. They wanted that kill onto Kennen there at the end, letting the super minions finish off. And Lleague, 500 euros richer from that game. Well played.
Yeah, very well played, and fair play between them all. Really, for me, the Udyr pick seemed to be turning things. He really got his teeth into playing Udyr. Nico didn't have so much fun in the first game, and when that turned around. And considering the Lee Sin ganks early on, Lee Sin was at 4-0 at one point. They really did turn things around well. Caitlyn again positioning herself perfectly, and really, why not? When you've got Udyr and Nocturne diving onto people, he's just like, okay, I can stand back and just shoot them. He's exactly what an AD carry wants to do. Malzahar and Nocturne mixing up very well in the middle as well for those kills, and of course their targeting was brilliant. They were taking Kennen out of the picture. Kennen was nearly up to 500 AP there. I think he just about completed Rabadon's death cap, had the Zhonya's hourglass, which we just saw at the end there. He ulted and then popped it as soon as he got suppressed. But you know, the rest of the team weren't quite able to pull it. I'm still not overly sold on Corky as a AD carry. Quite a lot of players do like him though, so you know, it's whatever floats your boat, I guess, as AD carry. There's quite a lot available. None of them have massively advantageous. It's interesting not to see Graves at all today. I don't think we've seen him in any of the games. We saw him banned in the first 2 matches, but he's been available for all these matches. Nobody picked him, so I guess they're not happy with him somewhere along the lane. But to be honest, he's played Caitlyn. He's picked Caitlyn in the last 2 games and played astounding with him. So Caitlyn's back. That's what we've learned from that. But you know, at the end of the day, the Soraka heals were a big part of that. There was a couple of times that people were just going down. Nocturne, I distinctly remember going very low. Udyr going very low, and Soraka just keeping them in it, stopping at kills, which in turn they managed to counter straight away back from it. Whereas compared to Leona, you don't get that. You've got no heals. You know, with a sonar on there or something like that, it would have been a different story. But well played to Lleague, going down 1-0 and coming back 2-1. That's really the best sort of finals that we want.
Yeah, and I think the selection when they went into those team fights from CU, they spent a lot a lot of time focused onto Udia at the start of those fights, and that just really didn't go well for them. Everything else you said, completely on the point, Deman. Good job. So yeah, congratulations to League, 500 euros richer. Next week here on ESL TV, we will be bringing you more action from Go4LoL, but we're going to be moving over to the West monthly finals. I'm not 100% sure who's actually in those finals, because I didn't click the link.
I know Lowland Lions are in there, but unfortunately I think they've split up, so
yeah,
be one team
maybe
down already.
Yeah, but that's next Thursday night here on ESL TV. Don't forget, you can find all the VODs here on the ESL TV website. Click video on demand, but also over on Deman's channel on youtube.com/4Deman with the number 4.
And that's Deman with an A, not an O.
Yeah, Deman.
Deman. But yeah, thank you very much again, Joe. It's great. It's good to see getting some more live things, and this is the first one we've done live on the actual realm itself. So using the spec live rather than on a tournament server, which can have its own issues with people downloading it.
Yeah, we've really not had any problems with it either. Just the one little bug, if you like, with the whole invite thing and saying the game is full. But really, hats off to Riot. They've got there finally. Hopefully they continue. Well, I'm sure they will continue to improve it and get it out for its full release. Like I mentioned, don't forget to join us for the League of Legends Go4LoL finals next Thursday night. We may possibly have something on Monday as well from the German City Championship is the words I was looking for. But thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. In terms of the winners of the NASA skins from you guys that posted on Facebook, I will announce them at some point in the coming week, probably before next week's show. So yeah, I guess all that's left to be said is have a good night. Deman, thanks for joining me as per usual, and we shall see you next week for some more League of Legends action. Good night.